Hey everybody, my name is Taylor from SoSo Cycles. Welcome to my tiny little garage here in Portland, Oregon, where we're going to undertake what I think is going to be a really, really cool project, a motor swap Ducati. So if you take a look around, you'll notice I'm a bit of a Ducati nerd. I've been around Ducatis and tracking them and building them and kind of working with them for a very long time now. And I've had this build in mind for probably 5 or 6 years now. I tried to build one before, but some of you guys know, as with all projects, sometimes you have to part them out, life gets in the way, etc., etc. So it's always been in my head and I couldn't get it out. So I was talking to my boss Eric about it, who owns SoSo Cycles, and he said, well, why don't you build one and do a YouTube series about it? So that's how this started. He also said you can have an unlimited budget.
No.
You can do whatever you want.
I don't think so. Nope.
No.
It's a no.
And there may be a raise in it for you.
Hard no.
So first and foremost, we have to go actually get the bike. It is a 1998 Ducati 748, and hopefully that gets you salivating as much as it does me, because I honestly think, I agree with a lot of people that say that is the most beautiful sport bike of all time. Its racing pedigree is unparalleled. I don't think it's paralleled, because it won a lot of races in the late 90s, which we'll go over that in a little bit. But so the point is, it's a 1998 748. We're going to motor swap it. We're going to do a ton of stuff to it. We've got an unbelievable amount of carbon fiber, magnesium, and really cool old school race parts to go into it, and a motor that I think you're going to be pretty stoked about. So we have to go get the thing. It's 2.5 hours north of me in Gig Harbor, Washington. My buddy's been waiting for me to come get it, so we're going to jump in the truck, we're going to go get the bike, and then we're going to come back here to the shop, we're going to put it on the lift, we're going to talk about it. Oh yeah, there is a red light. Okay, we're just leaving Gig Harbor. We've picked up that thing. And we're on our way back to Portland right now, and we will go over it when we get back to the shop, but I am very stoked. It's in super good condition. We have a mountain of spare parts, and I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be really good. I am very, very stoked about this project. So let's get back to the garage. Oh wait, I get to say it. Back to the studio. No? Okay. Back to the garage. Whatever. It's here, and we should definitely take it for a ride. Welcome everybody to a beautifully cold and very, very windy morning in Portland, Oregon. It is the middle of the winter, but we are here with this gorgeous thing, and man, oh man. I've only been riding this for a few minutes, and it is such a joy to ride one of these things again. It has been a while. But also, look how pretty it is. It almost seems a shame to take this thing apart, but it's going to be even prettier when we're done. And also, Massimo Tamburini, when he designed this thing, designed it to be after the form of a woman, so I figured I'd show you. If you look, this is the pencil skirt, there is the hips, there's the waist, and there's the torso, which I find kind of interesting, but, I mean, horny Italians, right? So, without further ado, let's do this. Anyway, so, oh, yeah, I should definitely point this out. This is what's lovingly called the suicide stand, because as soon as you push the bike up a little bit, it does that. Which the problem with that is, if you're not paying attention, you will 100% drop the bike on that side. And most shops I've worked in that have Ducatis, it's always banged up on this side, these older bikes with a suicide stand. And one of the other cool things about this is check out the key. I am so stoked. I've never even seen one of these before. This is from the old Rolling D days, obviously. That's called the Rolling D because it's a little kind of stylized D with a circle. Whatever, you get it. Anyway, check this out. So, look at that. I think that's super rad. Man, oh man, what a cool key. And without further ado, Let's do it. So this will be a pretty short ride, only because it's really, really cold and really, really windy, as I mentioned before. But I just want to give you a little kind of impression of what it's like to ride these things. I'm going to be going really slow because whatever. But anyway, check out this cool covered bridge. Look at this. It's one of the only covered bridges we have in Portland. I think it is the only covered bridge we have in Portland. Look at this. Pretty neat, huh? So anyway, it is not great outside, but it's literally like January 2nd, I think, right now. But God, what a sound this thing makes, right? And I realize we're going to be losing a little bit of that sound because we are going with a different motor. But the feeling of this thing should be very, very similar. Residential neighborhood too, but point is, what a gorgeous sound this thing makes. And I love riding these things. It's just one of those things, the sound of them, the way they look, the way they handle, the way they do everything. It doesn't really feel like an old bike. It just feels like a very, very stiff modern bike. But man, you really do want to start cooking on this thing, don't you? Good Lord, what a thing. Anyway. Ooh. Man, oh man. Oh man. Apologies, everybody in Portland, I just had to. But anyway, the point is, there is the 1998 Ducati 748 Desmo Quattro in all its glory, in all its high revving 750cc glory. Anyway, I hope you can tell how much I love these things, because I think it comes through. Okay, let's get back to the shop. Okay, so this is the 98 740 I think we're going to be working with. A lot of people are asking me, why are you taking apart such a pristine bike to do this with? Because realistically, not a lot of this thing is going to be left. The answer is a little complicated, but we'll go with the basics. First, it's a 748, a little bit of the ugly stepchild of the 916 family. It's not ugly. Let's go with that first. But it's a little underpowered, has a 748 motor. This bike in particular has about 25,000 miles on it, which is a little long in the tooth. It's about time for a refresh. And the problem with starting a bike from a frame, because I really did consider that, was you're missing all the fasteners, you're missing a lot of the wiring, you're missing some of the brackets, you're missing just tons of stuff that would be kind of a pain in the butt to find. Lots of eBay hunting, lots of money spent. I decided it would be a lot easier to start with this bike, take it apart, part out stuff, kind of help people that may be needing parts for their projects or their bikes, and at the same time have a really good start that has everything I need to make this bike work. So now I'm going to show you a little bit of my inspiration for this bike. This is intended to be kind of an homage to late 90s World Superbike racing, when Carl Fogarty, Troy Corser, all those guys were racing Ducatis in World Superbike and kind of killing it. That is my favorite era of racing, both car and motorcycle. A lot of you, I think, will agree, because material science, engine technology, all this stuff was progressing so fast, but there was no electronics yet to keep it all in check. So you kind of got sent out a 170 horsepower bike that weighed 300 pounds, and they said, well, good luck, which actually is kind of the goal for this thing. So the goal is about 300 pounds dry and 160, 170 horsepower, which may give you an idea what motor's going into it. So anyway, let's look at some inspiration.
Because Corsa has closed in just where he can use the speed. He was able to keep it on. Now Corsa goes around the outside because Foggy moves on to the inside. Fogarty knows full well that if he keeps on the inside there, can he get through? And he does. What a break. Oh, no, he doesn't. So Corsa, now Fogarty can cut that. Corsa's gone really wide. So Corsa went wide, he went in there hot. That was incredible, but Carl Fogarty really covered his line. I said he was going to make the Ducati wide. Now it's going to be difficult for Troy Corsa. Some of these corners aren't easy to pass on. It's all about using all the circuit, keeping an inside line. Carl will be riding as defensively as he can. He'll be stuck in it.
I have been obsessed with these Massimo Tamburini designed bikes for years, and it definitely shows when you look around my shop or my office. Everywhere you look, there's at least one Ducati thing from back then, even the tack from my old 996. But the books from that era are the things I poured over the most, if I'm honest, from repair manuals and history books to awesome tuning handbooks from Ian Falloon to parts catalogs and crazy rare Carbon Dreams brochures that you've never seen. But this book is the one that I stared at the most because it's just littered with gorgeous shots of the factory race bikes, with and without fairings, so you can see all the parts that made them special. And here is Troy Corser's toe slider from a 2008 race in Magny Core. Anyway, this is the bike. This is the Ducati Course F98 Superbike. In my mind, this thing is absolute perfection. And this is the Ducati Performance Catalog from back then when it wasn't just all faffy bolt-ons. You could get cams, pistons, slipper clutches, race radiators. You could basically build a factory race bike by ordering parts from a dealer. But these 2 pages are like a vintage superbike centerfold. So now we have a template for getting down to the 300-ish pound weight we want. But how are we going to get the 160 horsepower? Props if you guessed what it was going to be. This is a 2007 Ducati 1098. It is pretty ratty. Obviously, it's a parts bike, and that's probably better for what we're doing because all we're using is the motor and the wiring out of this thing. It is a shop rat. It has been sitting in the back of a dealership for probably 4 or 5 years, but it still has some good parts on it, even though a lot of stuff is missing, like brakes, and it's got this nice single-sided swing arm and nice wheels on it. But really, all we're looking for is this. This is how we're going to get to that power level we need. This is a 1098 motor, and apparently it runs. It has been a while. It has been probably, well, I don't know how long it's been since it's run, so it's probably full of nasty oil, and it's been missing an oil cap, so that's a little nerve-wracking. But I believe that we can get this thing running pretty easily. And the first issue we have to tackle is it is missing a key, which is not great because the ECU is tied to the dash, that is tied to the key, and if you don't have it, it doesn't run, and it will not run. But there's an easy solution, because we've had the forethought to buy an ignition bypass kit from Woodcraft and an ECU that already has the immobilizer removed, which should make it pretty easy to get this thing running. So that's all we have to do. Kinda.
Anyway, until the next time when we're trying to get this thing running, I really hope you come back for it. We have a lot of really cool stuff to show off. We have all new suspension, all new bodywork. We're working with a lot of really cool people that I'm going to be interviewing for this thing that are really, really excited about this. We have all sorts of rad stuff. This is going to be such a cool bike when it's done, you guys. I'm really, really stoked to show you what's going to happen, and I'm really, really stoked for you to come on the journey with me. So, with that said, I really hope you come back for the next episode, and we'll see you around. Thanks.